So good day. So our topic for today is similar fractions and dissimilar fractions. So how to evaluate similar fraction and dissimilar fraction. So as you can see, similar fraction is a group of fractions with same denominator. So the first example here is a group of fraction with 3 as denominator. We have 2/3, 4 over 3, 5 over 3, 1/3, 14 over 3. The second example is a group of fractions with 5 as the denominator. So 1/5, 2/5, 7 over 5, 8 over 5, or 11 over 5. So long as their denominator is same, so they can consider as similar fraction. Well, the similar fraction is of course the opposite of similar fraction. If their denominator is not same or different, they are different, then they're considered as dissimilar fractions. So example, I have 2/3 and 1 over 5. So 3 is different from 5, so therefore these two fractions are considered as dissimilar fraction. So now, how to arrange fractions? So we have to consider the process in arranging fraction, specifically the similar fractions. So here, as you can see, I have 2/3, 5 over 3, 1/3, 7 over 3, and 4 over 3. So in arranging similar fraction, just disregard the denominator. You have to evaluate the numerator. So let's suppose that we will arrange this fraction, this group of similar fractions, from least to greatest. So just like arranging a whole number, so if from least, so we will start from 1, then followed by 2, then 3, so on and so forth. So as you can see, the numerators are 2, 5, 1, 7, and 4. So as you can see, number 1, it must be on the first place. So we will write 1/3 as our first fraction, followed by next to 1 is 2, so therefore 2/3. Then next to 2 is 4, so therefore we will write on the third place, so 4/3. Then we have 5, so we will write 5 over 3. Then the last one is of course 7 over 3. So as you can see, 1, 2, 4, 5, and 7. So this is the correct arrangement from least to greatest. So it's up to you, it's up to the instruction. If you are asked to arrange the similar fractions in greatest to least, then I think you have to start with 7 over 3, then followed by 5 over 3, then 4 over 3, then 2 over 3, and 1/3. Now, for dissimilar fraction, so for dissimilar fraction, all you need to do is of course convert the group of fractions into similar fractions. So how are we going to convert this group of or set of fractions into similar fraction? So the first thing to do is to of course to solve for the LCD. Okay, so what do you think is the LCD of 1/3, 2/5, 1/2, and 3 over 4? So the LCD, of course, the LCD of 1/3, 2/5, and 1/2, and 3 over 4 is 60. So we'll find number that when we multiply 1/3, the denominator of the conversion is 60. So what must I multiply to 1/3, both numerator and denominator, so that the denominator must be 60? So of course you will have to multiply both numerator and denominator by I guess 20, if I'm not mistaken, 20. So 1 times 20 is of course 20, and 3 times 20 is 60, so 2 over 60. So I already teach you how to find for the equivalent fraction. So here, 1/3 is the equivalent of 20 over 60, or vice versa. 20 over 60 is the equivalent fraction of 1/3. Now, so we will find for the equivalent fraction of 2/5, and likewise, it should have a denominator of 60. So what must be multiplied to 2/5, both numerator and denominator, so that the denominator of the equivalent fraction is 60. So we will multiply this one by, if I'm not mistaken, is, I guess, is what? 60 is 30, so therefore 12. So 12 over 12. 2 times 12 is 24, and 5 times 12 is 60. So therefore, the equivalent fraction of 2/5 is 24 over 60. Okay, let's move on to 1/2. So here, the denominator also must be 60. So I guess 30 over 30. So 1 times 30 is 30. 2 times 30 is 60. Okay, so this is equivalent fraction of 1/2. And let's move on to 3/4. So 3/4, I guess you have to multiply both numerator by and denominator by 15 over 15, so that the output or the denominator is 60. So 3 times 15 is 45, and 4 times 15 is 60. So now, as you can see, the equivalent fraction of 1/3 is 20 over 60, 2/5 is 24 over 60, and 1/2 is 30 over 60, and of course 3/4 is 45 over 60. Now, so if I write this one instead of 1/3, 2/5, 1/2, and 3/4, I'll write this one as according to their equivalent fraction. So therefore this would be 20 over 60, then 2/5 is 24 over 60, and 1/2 is 30 over 60, and the last one is 45 over 60. So as you can see, according to the definition or process in arranging similar fractions, you have to disregard the denominator and try to arrange the fraction according to their numerator. So here, as you can see, our fractions of course is in terms of the denominator equals to 60. So the numerator here are 20, 24, 30, and 45, and I guess it is already in increasing order. So 20 over 60, 24 over 60, 30 over 60, 45 over 60. So disregard the denominator 60. So we have 20, 24, 30, and 45. So there's no need for us to rearrange the fractions. So 1/2 is followed by 2/5, then followed by 1/2, then followed by 3/4. So that is the correct arrangement. So I guess you can solve problem involving similar and dissimilar fraction. So thank you so much, and don't forget to subscribe.